Fear isn't just your opponent. The most dangerous fear comes from inside your own training. Here's how ambiguity builds that fear and how to eliminate it. In combat, fear is a survival tool, but there's a specific kind of fear that's more insidious than the fear of pain, the fear of your own skills. This fear comes from ambiguity. When your instructor says you'll learn to feel the timing or this works at the right distance, they're handing you a tool without a manual. You're left with questions. When is the timing right? What is that distance? How do I measure it under pressure? These gaps in understanding plant seeds of doubt. Your brain needs clear answers, not vague concepts. When crisis hits, that doubt turns into hesitation, and hesitation gets you hit. Ambiguity isn't a rite of passage. It's a flaw in the teaching method. It creates insecurity where there should be certainty. Here's how it works. Ambiguous instruction creates an uncertain skill. That uncertain skill leads to internal doubt. Under stress, that doubt manifests as freezing, flinching, or panic. That reaction confirms the fear, reinforcing the insecurity. Your mental processing shifts from observing the threat to questioning your own response. What if I'm at the wrong distance? What if he does a different punch? What if my timing is off? This cognitive load is paralyzing. The fear is no longer just of the opponent. It's the fear that your training has failed you. You become a human punching bag not because you lack courage, but because your brain lacks a clear command. The solution is simple. Eliminate ambiguity at every step. Many practitioners cover this insecurity with bravado. They amp up aggression, use intimidating language, and project invincibility. But a mask is not armor. Under real, adrenal-dumping pressure, that mask shatters. Bravado is a conscious performance. Fear is a subconscious biological imperative. When your heart rate spikes past 175 BPM, complex motor skills degrade. What's left is your deepest programming. If that programming is built on vague concepts, your brain has nowhere to go. It searches for a clear solution, finds only foggy approximations, and seizes up. The result isn't a valiant struggle. It's the deer-in-headlights freeze. You don't freeze because you lack courage. You freeze because your training never gave you a clear, executable command. This phenomenon isn't unique to combat. Consider a pilot in an emergency with a manual that says, take appropriate measures. No specifics. No step-by-step procedures. That ambiguity is paralyzing. The plane doesn't care about confidence. It demands a specific solution right now. A surgeon encounters a sudden complication. Their training only covered the ideal scenario. Without a precise protocol, their hands freeze. A firefighter charges into a burning building. But when the exit is blocked, vague training on alternative egress leads to panic. In each case, vague instruction plus extreme pressure equals catastrophic failure. The brain cannot execute a maybe. It can only execute a do this. Your training must provide that clarity. This ambiguity has tangible costs. Hesitation, the fatal pause where you search for the right response in a system that never fully defined it. Attribute reliance, depending on speed, strength, or aggression to compensate for lack of technique. These are crutches, not solutions. When those attributes fail, you have nothing left. The cost is not just a lost fight, it's a reinforced fear. Every ambiguous lesson builds a foundation of doubt, and that foundation cracks under real pressure. The goal of training is to replace that doubt with certainty. Every technique must have a clear condition, a clear execution, and a clear failure mode. That's how you build real confidence. Here's how to fix it. Every technique you learn must answer 3 questions. When do I use it? How do I execute it? What do I do if it fails? No vague concepts. Know you'll feel it. Define the distance, the timing, the target, and the response. Drill it under stress. Then drill the failure response. This is not about memorizing a catalog of moves. It's about creating clear, executable commands your brain can access under pressure. When your training is built on clarity, fear has no room to grow. You don't need bravado. You need certainty. And certainty comes from eliminating ambiguity at every level of your practice. Ambiguity is the engine of fear. Eliminate it from your training. Replace doubt with clear, executable commands. That's how you build real confidence under pressure.